The shortage of fertilizer and rising prices are hitting farmers' pockets. Farmers say the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine may ultimately affect their ability to make a profit. They also fear that this may eventually lead to food supply shortages. Last month, the Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, Togo Didiza, met food producers to discuss the availability of supplies and farming inputs. She urged local farmers not to panic as there are enough food supplies for the foreseeable future. But farmers say if government does not actively intervene in time, South Africa may face a risk of food security.
I think this will pose a risk in terms of food security, because if a farmer cannot be able to buy fertilizer to produce food, and as you know, then that fertilizer has to result into the high cost of maize at the end of the day. So basically, in a nutshell, is that our farmers' bottom line will be affected.
One farmer outside of Niger says the increase in the price of fertilizer is throwing them off budget. In the last season, fertilizer was around 3,000 rand per hectare, but this has since gone up to over 4,000 rand. Another increase is on the cards at the end of June.
So for the next coming season, we obviously now need to plan how we're going to utilize the little that we have to make it go further. So definitely that's going to impact our yields, because now we're going to try and make the small fertilizers that we have stretch.
Farmers are adamant that fertilizer shortages and rising prices may threaten food prices in the future, and burdened consumers will soon feel the pinch should the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine persist.
The current challenges that we've seen with Russia and Ukraine, which also trying to affect the imports of fertilizer, is unacceptable in terms of productivity level, because our farmers now have to, of course, the price of maize have to go up.
Many in the agricultural sector say they desperately need government to intervene or risk food supply constraints.
With the government, what we would really appreciate would be the help with regards to the purchasing of this fertilizer. It is very important when it comes to the yield that we expect. So for us to continue supplying the nation with what we're currently producing and improving from there, we definitely are going to need assistance with securing our fertilizers.
South Africa is the largest fertilizer importer. This is because most farmers in the country farm staple foods like maize. With the harvest season underway, there are fears that smaller farmers may be impacted the most by this conflict, as they lack the resources to import fertilizers in bulk for the season. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.